Hloma, every week I ask you to join me with a warm-up. Why are you not joining me? You know why? It's because I didn't do my vocal warm-up, because you didn't do it with me. It's all your fault. Okay, so we're rolling the show again. That was a rewind for those who did. Are you excited? I'm excited. Let's do it. Yes. Have you been pigeonholed in your career because of your current job title? Do you believe that you've got so much more to give than your current job title reflects? Good news. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a new method of displaying all of your experience in your resume so that it opens up a world of different opportunities to you. If this is your first time here, I'm Natasha from Bright Spark Consulting, and I'm a career and life coach. My goal is to help individuals feel more confident in the world of work. If you want to build your confidence, then you've come to the right place, because I'll be sharing my top tips for how to build that confidence. If you like what you hear, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for new content, and like this video. To start today's video, I wanted to share a story. The story is not about me. It's about a friend of mine. Let's call him Vaughan. Vaughan's wife, let's call her Leanne, got an amazing opportunity to work abroad, you know, over the oceans, overseas, in Europe, that place. So as a family, they decided to pack up everything they had and move overseas, which was amazing. But Vaughan left knowing he didn't have a job on the other side, which was fine. He was just going to put his CV together and start applying once he got there. And that's what he did. Put together his CV and he sent it out, and what he heard was deafening silence. Wasn't great. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. That's when Vaughan decided to change the way he laid out his resume. And then within a few weeks, he got not one, but 2 offers of employment. It was amazing. We all ugly cried for him. Okay, not me per se, but someone ugly cried for him, because we were just so happy. Today's video is courtesy of Vaughan. Thanks, Vaughan. Who just wanted to pay it forward and share his method with anybody that could make use of it. Okay, that's enough about the backstory. Let's get to it. Traditionally, one would set up your CV or resume in the following way. You'd have your employer, your job title, the period you were in that job, and a list of tasks or activities linked to that job. Sound familiar? That's how most CVs are set up, and it works. Gets people jobs. But there are some limitations. So some that spring to mind is that sometimes job titles are not consistent across organizations. So someone may be looking for a HR manager, and in your organization they may call it total superstar. I was called that. But it's not consistent, so when you are applying for a job, they don't necessarily link you to that job. Sometimes your job extends beyond what your job title reflects. I can think of an example. I work with a really competent HR consultant. She was great. Unfortunately for her, that wasn't her job title. Her job title was HR administrator, which was sad because that's not what she did. And when she went and tried to look for another job, she struggled because what recruiters saw was her job title, which was HR administrator. It held her back. Another limitation are the biases of the recruiters and line managers. The reality is some line managers don't want to see applicants from certain organizations, and they could be missing out on really good people because of previous experiences that have jaded them. These are a few limitations of setting your CV out in the more traditional way. I think I've teased you enough. Let me get into this new alternate method that I want to share with you. So, how does it work? In the traditional method, you would cluster all of your work experience under an employer's name, your job title, with a list of responsibilities. In this method, you cluster it differently. You cluster it under your competency or skill that you want to highlight, the industry you've worked in using the skill, and the years of experience that you've been using the skill or competency. It's as easy as that, right? So I'm sure you'd like to see how it looks in practice. So I'm going to give you an example. Today's example is Miss Cruella DeVille. Can we get a round of applause for Miss DeVille? She's had a change of heart and is no longer interested in pursuing dogs for their fur. So she wants to get back into a more traditional job as a designer. So what does she do now? She has to put a CV together. And this is where I suggest she uses the alternate method. Because in all honesty, in her previous experience, what she did before this is not ideal reading material for a recruiter. Recruiter will not touch her with a barge pole. However, if she displays her experience, which she has a lot of, in a different way, she can showcase all of the things that she can do really well. She can manage people well. She managed her goons for so long to track down all those dogs. She was quite decisive in terms of what she wanted to do. She's very creative in her vision of the items she wanted to create. All of these are key competencies, and you won't be able to see that in a traditional CV. There are huge benefits to this method. The first thing that I can think of is that it provides a more holistic view of your experience than just listing an employer and a job title. It gives a view of the actual skills and competencies you've been able to use in your job. It also takes away all that grayness with regards to your job title not being consistent with what's in the marketplace, because now you're just looking at the competencies and saying, I've used this competency and I've been using it for X many years. And then of course there is the biases of line managers and recruiters. If you don't put in a company name, they can't screen you out because of the company that you work for. It's as simple as that. It also allows for a very rich conversation when you're actually sitting in front of them and explaining where you've been able to use those skills. That's it. We've come to the end of our video today. This was just me paying it forward and sharing an alternate way to display your experience on your resume or CV. Let me know what you think. Pop your comments in the comments section down below. Let me know if it works for you. I'd like to thank my good friend Fawn for sharing this method with me so that I can share it with you. As mentioned earlier, I am a career and life coach. If you are looking to build your confidence and you just need someone to walk that path with you, please feel free to reach out. All of my details will be in the description box below.